Hello everyone, welcome to the solution of the format validation where we are going to have two variable sections in the string. The A's represent capital alphabets and 9 represents digit characters. So the solution we are going to look at in this video is based on looping, and I'm going to use the while loop this time just to show you that there are other looping methods that are possible to solve definition. And while loop seems to be a little more easier compared to using a for loop. If you want, you can go ahead and exchange this with a for loop, but you'll have to do a little working around with the counter variables. So the first thing we'll need to do is we're going to create a few variables. The first variable would be to create the counter for A. How many alphabets are there? Because it can be one or many alphabets in the beginning section. That's the first variable section. And then I will need one variable section for the, let's say, the counting of how many digit characters are there. There should be minimum one. And I'm going to write in multiple loops here. So I'm going to use one common counter, which is going to go across both the loops. And that is what I'm going to use as the positional counter as well. So let us start off. First thing, I need to know how many characters are there in the string. This is not going to be helpful in the beginning, but towards the end, when we write in the final decision, this is going to be helpful. Now, as an example, if I'm putting ABC 1, 2, and A, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a loop which is going to start from the first character till it is getting alphabets, and the moment it gets a non-alphabetic character, it will stop. So at this position, it will stop. So my first while loop is going to be, I'm going to extract the character from the ith position, and I will just make a check whether it is between capital A and capital Z or not. So from the ith position, um, that's my first condition. So if it is an alphabet, if this is an alphabet and then this is an alphabet, I want to shift to the next character. So all I am going to do is I plus plus, right? So when I plus plus, when I reach this position, my condition would fail. So it would come out of the while loop. I have not placed in the curly parenthesis because there's only one statement that is involved in the while in this logic. All right, so my I would stop at this. Now, what is the position of the 0, 1, 2, 3? So, digit character is starting at 3. And what does 3 indicate? That there are 3 alphabetic characters before the uh, the non-alphabetic character. So, that is what I will straight away store in A. That is the value of I. Right, so now from third position, I'm going to start. So this is 3, 4. And when I reach 5 position, I would have come across a non-digit character. So I'm going to apply the same logic. So 5 would indicate the non-digit character. So what is 5? 5 is 3 alphabetic characters plus 2 digit characters. So 5 minus the counter of how many alphabet characters will give me how many digit characters are there. So I'm going to copy and paste the same thing again, but this time instead of checking 0 8 to 9, I'm going to check in whether it is 0 to 9 or not. And counter of D will be equal to, if I is 5 and there are 3 alphabets, I should take the value of counter of D, the number of digits, as simply the total characters minus total characters as in the counter where it has reached minus the total number of alphabets. And that should give me how many digits are there. You can go ahead and print the values of counter of A and D to check whether they are working perfectly or not. Now I would have finally reached on this character. Now I don't know how many characters are there from this position. There might be one, there might be multiple, but as per our requirement, there should be only one. So here is where we're going to write in our final decision. So what is the final decision? N, which is the total number of characters. Now, this is index position 5. Total number of characters is 6, which means N should be equal to the stopping point of I plus 1. Right, this condition should be fulfilled. And right now, I is on this. So, I'm going to copy and paste instead of typing. So the current position where I is, at that position, the extracted character should be in the range of A to Z. That means the position at which I is should be an alphabet. All right, and apart from this, there should be minimum what? One alphabet. I can write greater than equal to 0 and a minimum one digit character. So this is the whole decision making statement. So if this is the case, I would go ahead and print the input is correct. Otherwise, I will print it is incorrect. You can go ahead actually and make a dry run of this whole thing. Take a sample string, work through each of the loops, and you can keep a marker on your strings, and you can actually find out what will be the positions of I and counter A and counter D, right? And the value of N. So these variables can be tracked manually. That is the dry run thing. So let us go ahead and try this thing out. So if I'm putting one character, one digit, one character, I should get correct input, right? So it is working. If I put in multiple digits, it will still say correct input. Okay, that is working. So if I put in multiple characters, that is working because that's my format. Now what about this? If I remove this character, it should say incorrect, right? And if I put in two characters, it should say incorrect. So my logic is working fine. What if I remove the digits totally? Then it should say not correct. That also is working fine. So my logic is working fine. You can go ahead and try this out and replace this with another for loop, as in instead of writing a while loop, you can write for loop and try the logic. But there you will have to readjust all the variables and counter variables and the stuff. But that will be a little longer logic. This seems to be a little simpler and straightforward logic. So in the next one, I'll catch you with a new definition.